All right, let's get you back to the big story. It broke this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. The Supreme Court has ruled against labor unions in a fight over mandatory union dues. Now, the woman who filed this lawsuit is a mom caring for her son in their home.
It's exactly what we wanted. Our objective was to remove the threat of unionization in a family home and to preserve the relationship between a mom or a dad caring for their disabled adult child.
Big day for her. Julie Roginski was a political advisor to late Democratic Senator Frank Lautenberg. She is a Fox News contributor. And David Avella is president of GOPAC, a political training organization for Republicans. Welcome to both of you. Two big decisions today, Hobby Lobby and this one. We want to focus on this one with you and the ramifications for unions. So basically, she said she was taking care of her son at home. She was accepting the Medicaid payments that came along with that. And the union said, oh, well, then you're in our group. You got to pay our dues because we're out there making sure that you get the best package possible and you have to chip in. And she said, I don't want any part of that. And she won, Julie.
She did. And I'll say this. This is the unions kind of really dodged a blow today because this could have been a much less narrow decision. This actually only affects a very small part of the non-unionized population, actually. She's not a member of a union. So therefore, she's not part of collective bargaining or other benefits that you get as being part of a union. What the fear was for a lot of union supporters is that she actually, this case, would have affected those who are subjected to collective bargaining. So that, for example, if we're members of a union and we don't want to pay our dues, we still, despite getting all the benefits, would not be paying for those benefits to be gotten. That's where the fear was on my end, and I think on the end of a lot of supporters of unions. You know, if this decision had to come down the way it is, I'm happy that it came down in this very narrow interpretation.
So the question is, David, is it beginning? Is it chipping away at some of this income? Because there's a lot of situations where people are told to pay the union dues, even if they don't want to be in the union. And also, many people are aware that a lot of that money goes towards political ends that many of them don't agree with.
Exactly. Not surprising, Julie and I disagree on this one. This is a big day for workers who want to get to control their own money. And not only has the Supreme Court now continued to chip away at this, states have continued to chip away at this, where they have, in many states, said public union employees don't have to pay union dues. And guess what happens? Union members opt out of paying their dues towards political causes. It's because they don't want to continue seeing their money used for negative ads, oftentimes going against the very candidates that they're supporting.
Well, here's the problem, though. There's a lot of the times you're saying goes for politics. It actually goes for collective bargaining and other benefits that these members are getting. So my attitude is this, and this was not the case in this very narrow decision, but usually, if you're in fact getting the benefits of collective bargaining, if the union's going out there and saying, you know what, David Avella, even though I don't necessarily like the fact that you don't support me, I'm still going to fight for your right to get higher wages. I'm still going to fight for your right to get higher benefits. That's what you're paying for. Even if you don't agree with them, you're still getting the benefit. If you don't want to get the benefit, don't be part of the union.
What members of many unions across this country have said is we don't see the value from our union any longer. And that's why in record numbers, that's why we're down to what, 7%?
Look at the graph, it's just sliding down.
Employment, obviously, they're not seeing value. Yeah. And minus government workers who are forced to pay. When given the option, when given the freedom, workers choose freedom and say, I'm not paying union dues.
Leave it there. David and Julie, thank you very much.
Thank
Big
you.
decision today. And a terrifying ordeal at 38,000.